Hey, Brandon Lewis with the Academy for Professional Painting Contractors here, and I want to show you what I found tucked up underneath the windshield of my car in Chattanooga, Tennessee. It is essentially a payday loan flyer. Now you see, I live in an old 1930s kind of middle-class community that's tucked in and around some of the more colorful and interesting and in some cases dangerous parts of Chattanooga. If you live in a metropolitan area and if you live next to the city center, you know that there's a patchwork of great places to live and interesting places to live where the crime rate probably isn't where you want it to be. So we get these kinds of things in our neighborhood. And here's why I'm sharing this with you. It makes me mad. And I'll tell you why. So if you need holiday cash or if you need any kind of financial assistance from a credit standpoint, let me tell you a few quick little stories that I hope will encourage you and that I hope maybe will change the way you look at credit in your painting business and in your personal life. And so when I ran my painting business, occasionally I would get calls from, I would say it's better than occasionally, it was routinely, I would get calls from title loan companies, essentially saying, we've got Mr. So-and-so in our office and we need to verify employment. So I would always pick up the phone and say, let me talk to him. And they'd say, excuse me, sir, what do you mean? I'm just calling to verify. I said, let me talk to him. So, well, I'm confused that if you don't put him on the phone, nothing's going to happen. And truth be told, nothing was going to happen anyway. And they'd put him on the phone and I'd say, leave that office, come over here, I'll give you the money you need. And they would come into my office and ask them what they need the money for, and I would loan it to them on a 0% title loan if it was a bunch of money, if it was some kind of real genuine need, just so that I wouldn't get left hung out to dry. And then the only thing I needed for repayment was for them to take a look at a summary article for Dave Ramsey. Basically, how do you get the debt snowball? How do you get out of debt? And so when I see things like this, I know that often there are owners of painting businesses that probably aren't necessarily using payday loans, but maybe you've got enormous credit card debt. Maybe you've bought cars you can't afford. Maybe you are living in a house that's a little bigger than what you probably should have budgeted for. So I would like to encourage you to do a few things as you head into the Christmas season and as you look into 2017 for planning. Number one is, don't invest in plastic. Don't invest in things that you can show people. Don't invest in things that devalue over time. Instead, invest in your painting business. When you're tight on cash, reach out to your past customers. Spend some money there. When you're tight on cash, revamp your sales process so you can charge higher rates, so that you can close at higher closing rates. Don't invest in a payday loan. Don't invest in a consumer loan. Don't give more money to Chase or Visa or MasterCard or American Express for things that will not bring you long-term revenue. Start a newsletter. Call on some commercial clients. If you're hurting for money, block off a day, make a list of all the property managers in your area. Go see them. They're easy to find. Okay? Go visit your paint stores and gin them for referrals. Okay? Go visit the plumber, the painter, the plumber, the roofer, the gutter person, the cabinet person that you work with. Touch base with them and ask them to keep an eye out for work. When you are short on cash, don't get a payday loan. Don't run up your credit card. Think to yourself, how could I generate revenue in the next 30 days? What could I do today that would ensure I would be closing leads tomorrow? As Christmas approaches, you are going to be very tempted to spend money on things that will not bring you happiness, that you cannot afford. And especially, it's tough for painting contractors in the winter because you start watching your savings be eroded, and it's just the beginning. We've still got February, we've still got January, and frankly, for many of us, March is just reaching further into savings to pay for things we've got to paint and labor and materials that will not be seen until the month after March. So you know what's coming. So my advice to you is, if you're going to invest some money, invest it in your business. If you're going to invest some time, don't invest it in spending on leisure activities. Put it back into your business if you're truly strapped for cash. So save up some money, pay down some debt, sell some things, downgrade if you need to, and get the cash flowing in your business. I've never seen anybody, I'm not a skinflint in many ways, but I've never seen anybody save their way to wealth. But I have watched a ton of people grow their way to wealth with reasonable living standards. If you will just save for a short period of time in your life and really invest in your business and get your budget in order, and if you only do it for a few years, you can pay off the house, you can pay off the car, you can pay off your credit card debt and all that stuff. It sure is easy to sleep at night when you know that your overhead is very, very low. That's the way that Kristen and I have tried to live our lives, and it's painful sometimes. You want to go do the things that other people are doing. You want to stretch yourself, but in the end, you're going to be happier. You're going to be more secure. So, this Christmas, consider investing in your business, consider investing in yourself, and consider what really makes you happy. It's probably having your friends and your family around you. It's probably sharing time and memories with them, and that doesn't have to be expensive. It's being clear with your kids and your spouse of what you can and can't afford. It's setting a Christmas budget, and it's following through on that. So, here's what I think about all this business. I don't think you need to be doing it. I don't think anybody needs to be doing it. And if you're doing it in some other way, some other kind of less shady way or some less shameful way, many people look on title loans as being something different. If you're doing it with a credit card, if you're doing it with something else, try to figure out a way to get out of it. And often that means reducing a little bit of your expenditures and then maybe reinvesting that reduction into something that will actually generate sales for your painting business so that you can increase your income, put it toward debt for a short period of time, then put it into savings, okay? So, this is Brandon Lewis coming to you with a little bit of Christmas financial advice, unsolicited as it was, to stay away from these guys and other guys that do things that are similar around the Christmas holidays so that you and your family can be more secure. And in the end, truly, Christmas is only about one thing, and that's about what Christ did on the cross for us and His grace to us in abundance. And when you accept that, you've got everything you'll ever need, even though it may take you a lifetime to realize it. So I wish you a very Merry Christmas, and before you get into the malls and you get into the big box stores and mortgage away a month or two of income, just stop and think, is that really going to make you happy, or would you be much better off just getting your financial situation put in place? I'm Brandon Lewis. Until the next time, I'll see you.